Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We took a short break, but we are back. The next series that's going to be casted is Kitten Grooming Services versus Mimaw's Kittens. I'm just going to hop right into the player highlights, just trying to get these done relatively quickly. First thing to look at would be the key matchup is between myself and Dave. I think pretty similar 80 carry stats overall, but in our matchup, we are 1-1. I've played
How did a
Yasuo.
Yasuo
Yasuo
game
ended up
get in
failing
there?
his. Well, that's the one I won.
Oh no.
I believe you were playing like Jungle Nautilus, and I like solo killed
Oh
you.
wait, oh that game was sick. That's a
Yeah,
good
that was
game.
like the one game Weezer won ever. um, so I guess if my two games versus him were on Weezer, that would explain the 1.69 KD. But he 3.70 into me. So that's pretty good. Um, but anyway, we'll move on from the player highlight. And then, or the matchup highlight, and look at the player highlight of Mason, or KGS
Unsurprisingly.
Jar, 71 games played, 56.3% win rate, 36 champions played, so on average about 2 games per champion, and a 2.96 KD, pretty impressive. This Hecarim is probably something to look at for this series. I think Kane and Diego less so. Lilia, you've mentioned, is a pretty good counter pick that he enjoys. And maybe the Udyr, who knows?
It's crazy that Udyr is not on his most played champs purely because it gets banned from him every goddamn game.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing with like Stanley, because Zillion's is most played and not the Victor for similar
Yeah.
reasons. I'll swap over to Healy real quick. Most played champions: Anivia, Morgana, Cho'Gath, Lux, Braum. 3, 4 of those are mid laners. I've seen him play all of those mid except for the Braum. Also about 2 games per champ. He's got the exactly even 50% win rate and a pretty solid KD as well. I expect to see some sort of draft prio placed on the Anivia. I think the Morgana Lux I feel like has actually been prioed a decent amount this season.
Yeah.
But the Cho'Gath and Morgana I feel like have fallen out a little bit just because of like meta shifts and stuff. Then just gonna look at the champions overall. Russ has not played any jungle games, so that's not showing up. Cam's best top lane champion is Yone, which apparently he has not died on in the top lane. Michael also with a crazy impressive KD on the Sejuani. Everything else for... Oh wait, that's actually interesting. Why did
I'm
your...
surprised it didn't go back to Sona.
Oh, it's because I used the wrong tab. Hold on. This is... Yeah, because my Jhin stats are out of date as well.
Oh
Hold
yeah,
on.
because you ended up.
Yep, I'll fix that real quick.
Yeah.
Um,
So something that's not going to change that is kind of interesting is that obviously the Healy and Nivea is pretty good, but I'm surprised that the champion to look out for is the Ashe. Obviously, like Dave or Zach is really competent on Ashe, so you know it makes a lot of sense. But when I think of Dave, I think of his like very untraditional bot laners,
yeah, I
like
mean, I think...
Brands, Katarina, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think realistically those are the champions you need to watch out for. It's just he doesn't play them consistently enough across as many metas as he does the Ashe. I think the Ashe has just been like
Yeah,
a
agreed.
steady pick that he's been able to pick in a lot of different situations, so it shows
Yeah.
up as one of his like more played champions.
And
Here are the
Mimi
updated ones.
Mimi having a 75% win rate on Nami is pretty good. I think honestly, I think Nami is a little overplayed in this server. I think Nami has a lot of bad matchups that not a lot of people exploit, but it's still pretty crazy to have a 75% win rate on the champ. That's pretty good.
And like a 6 KD.
Yeah, 6 KD. That's pretty
Yeah, I
brutal.
feel like she is one of those players who will only pick it situationally.
Yeah.
And I think that is like a huge reason for that. But yeah, so I would expect to probably see some bans thrown out towards Mason, probably the Xerath taken away as well. Sejuani, you could look to take away, but I'm not sure if it's worth one of your early round
Yeah.
bans, just because...
Noam, do you have any
so much.
ideas, or if you're here, do you have any ideas on how this draft is gonna go? Or
Because I'm the only one who hasn't lived through it here.
Yeah, I'm not
yes.
gonna lie, I just assumed you weren't here because you didn't say anything.
No, I'm here. I'm muted because you guys seem
Okay,
like
I'll
you're
mute
handling the
then.
cast.
I will let you take over.
I'm fine if you want to cast. I was
No, it'll be us two.
Okay, sounds good. So predictions for this. I think after Hecarim was gassed up from the last series, I think Mimaw's heard about that. They might double ban Mason like we saw Kathy's Kittens do in game 2 of that series. But I'm predicting what will most likely just be Seraphine, Hecarim, and either Udi or Zareth for bans. For your guys' bans, probably Soraka to keep Mimi off comfort, maybe the Yone because Cam is a Yone lover. And I guess the Anivia for Healy.
Mm-hmm.
And then for picks, you guys are on blue. If Seraphine got banned, you guys would take the MF. If MF got banned and the Seraphine was open, you'd take that instead. So coin flip there. Probably.
There's a really interesting dichotomy. Obviously, we talked about it a lot in our draft plans, but I think there's a really interesting dichotomy here, where both sides can play both. Because Cam really likes Udyr top, and Cam thinks Udyr top is really good. So there's a game of chicken going on with these three picks that both teams
Right.
can play between Misfortune, Seraphine, and Udyr, who are all exceptionally strong champions. So there's a game of chicken being played of like if two of them get banned, one of them is going to get first picked, and then that kind of leaves Mimaw's Kittens in a disadvantageous position. If only one of them gets banned, then we get to coin flip one OP pick for one team, one OP pick for the other team. And then if none of them get banned, then it's actually advantaged for Mimaw's Kittens because they could, in theory, pick both.
Yeah.
And I think MF Seraphine is like, a perfectly fine lane to play. So I think there's a really interesting like kind of dichotomy with this these bands. And I think it's really interesting to think about. I think it's something that we talked about a lot going into draft.
I don't remember what actually ended up happening with draft. I
Yeah.
feel like I remember an Udyr game.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Dean. Very cool. So ended up being Anivia, Swain, and Seraphine banned from KGS. That all makes sense. I think was it Zach who's played a lot of Swain? I can't remember.
Yeah, Zach is very good at Swain.
And then double Mason bans from Mimaws as well as the Blitzcrank ban. I'm fine with all of it. I think once they saw that Seraphine was banned and MF was still open, they could have left the Udyr open and maybe banned the Zareth instead.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to some extent, but also keeping in mind that everybody is terrified of Mason's Udyr for a reason. I think although MF is a really strong champion, maybe they're just. I think MF might have more counterplay that they're willing to deal with than Udyr, especially considering Russ is playing into Mason, and that is a very big elo gap. And so putting Mason off of comfort is a way to kind of even that playing field.
That's fair. Yeah,
I
definitely
have a
makes
couple
sense.
thoughts real quick, and then I will stay muted. But
Yeah.
I think the leave up the Misfortune instead of the Udyr, both denies us a choice. So we're not actually locked into picking the Misfortune, but basically if we draft as expected, which we did, we will end up picking it up, and then they immediately lock the Jhin into it. So it seems like they felt like this is what they wanted to take anyway. I also know that Cam messaged me after the game, and he was like, all the picks up through Jhin, he literally knew were going to happen, including the bans, before the game even started. So I think it was just a conscious decision on their part that they were willing to take the Misfortune Jhin lane if it meant that they got counter pick for both halves of draft. And then the
Makes
other
sense.
thing to look at is the Blitzcrank ban over the Xerath is potentially interesting.
Mhm.
Both of those champions are like really prio for our team because there's comfort. I just think the Xerath is less situational than the Blitzcrank is.
Yep, I agree. The only problem is that obviously Dean is back muted now. The thing I will say in Mimaw's Kitten's favor is that obviously Mimi despises playing against Blitzcrank. She thinks it's she has called my my Blitzcrank many names, not a lot of them favorable. And also Healy tends to play a lot of control mages, and so Blitzcrank is really good at shutting down these immobile control mages. Because like they're standing still a lot of the time, and it's easy pickings for a Blitzcrank hook mid lane. So
Definitely makes sense. Going back to the draft, we see the Rammus come out into the MF as well.
highly suspect.
Yeah, I don't think picking Rammus so early in draft is what I would call an okay scenario. See what I did there? I think if you are picking Rammus, I really like Rammus as a jungler, but if you are picking him, you need to see at least 2 heavy auto attackers. And because they picked it so early, you guys just drafted full AP afterwards.
Mhm.
And Rammus is not great when he has to stack MR. Just tanks all of his damage into the ground. But it's not
It's not the worst thing you can pick him for
worst case
sure.
scenario. You're not drafting York top, second pick.
Sad.
Sorry. And then Lilia answer into Rammus is perfect. Xerath, comfort, good into Rammus as well. I nothing more to say there, I don't think. Mimaw gets her Soraka. I think is that most played champ? I'm not super sure. I think it's one of her most
It's
comfortable.
one of.
Yeah. It's alright. It's not super synergistic with the Jhin, but it's still very strong right now. And it's just good survivability for your whole team. Second round of bans, we see Kale banned. That is for Michael, I believe. Comfort champ for him.
Yep.
I think he only plays it mid, but I could be
No, but
wrong
he
there.
plays at both roles.
Okay. As well as the Nautilus ban for you, Eric, which
Yeah.
makes sense.
It just makes sense.
Yep. Wukong ban for Cam, I believe. As well as Katarina. I don't know Healy's champ pool super well, so I don't know who the Katarina was for.
Okay, this is for Zach. So basically, our thought process here, because I can talk about this, is
Yep.
that we have both in conversations with Zach and just knowing him as a person, they are willing to sack their whole draft to get him on Katarina, because his Katarina is so consistently good at carrying games. He is so proficient at the champion, and the champion is so good at carrying, that they're willing to, like, for instance, put Healy in the bot lane to get Katarina on mid.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
obviously you can't really blind pick Katarina, because then we can
Right.
develop our draft around it. But once we have like two like immobile kind of characters in Misfortune and Xerath, it's like alarm bells are ringing. It's time to ban the champion, sort of deal.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. And in that way, I think it's a perfectly understandable pick, or perfectly understandable ban. Echo for mid, most likely, unless you're running like Rammus top, Mordekaiser jungle for the later pick.
It's
Makes
fine.
sense. Yeah, it's fine. Good into Xerath, you have the mobility. You can pop MF and Xerath. A Mumu support I actually really like. Into a Jhin and Soraka and Rammus.
Yeah, insane synergy with MF as well.
Yeah, exactly. With the alt combos. And then following it up with the Maokai top. Again, seems to be a comfort pick for Michael. And it just really makes sense. in the context of their draft. And then
Yep.
Mordekaiser to answer. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I have no idea what Maokai top matchups are like. But I feel like it would.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
So
is. It is in theory. It is in theory a really good matchup for Mordekaiser.
yeah, that makes sense.
However, I don't think it makes a ton of sense in the team.
Yeah, I think they need like engage. Like if Rammus engages and you don't have follow-up engaged, then he'll just die to all the AP.
Yeah.
And then your comp is a little bit screwed because there's so much CC from KGS.
Yeah,
So I would have
their
liked.
team kind of has these two contrasting ideas where like Echo and Rammus are kind of like in this like super dive heavy idea, and then Jin is like seems to me is like the complete antithesis of a dive
Yeah,
character.
I definitely agree with that.
So I don't think Mimaw's Kitten's draft is other than the Rammus. I don't think it's like that bad by any means. But I will say that obviously I think our team has a much more synergistic draft here, and has a much just better draft overall.
You would think that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Do you have any critiques?
No, I think it makes sense. I agree with you.
Yeah,
Just a
that's
little
what
bit
I
of
thought.
banter.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Mordekaiser, I guess, as an answer to Maokai is fine, but
Yeah, it's good.
if you, who are you ulting late game? Like, are you gonna take out the MF? Because that takes out a
Yeah.
source of damage for
I
KGS,
think
and then your team just loses.
I think like there is some merit to, like, for instance, ulting me or ulting the Maokai to like take away a lot of our engage.
Yeah, I could see that.
Obviously Lilia also has engage, but it's not always it's not as reliable as an Amumu ult because it requires her to get in there and hit people.
Yeah, makes sense. I think that's about all I really have to say about the draft.
Yep. All right, champions to watch. Yeah, this is all kind of. But yeah, so yeah, I first timed Amumu this game. That was pretty cool. And then this is Cam's first time on Mordekaiser. It's not his first time playing the champ, just first time playing into the server. Russell first time Rammus. Healy first time Echo. So we got a lot of new champs for them. Definitely feels like my team has like the more comfort picks. Obviously, you know, the 9 games on the Xerath is that's a lot. And Mimi actually surprisingly hasn't played a lot of Soraka games in the server for how much she plays the champion. Yeah. It's actually looking at the stats, I have the hidden stats right here. It's actually in the bottom half of her champions played, even though it is her second highest master champion.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
just interesting to note. And then, unfortunately, Zach's been taking a lot of L's with Jin. Maybe not his favorite Scrim champion, but we'll see. We'll see how this game plays out.
Yeah, seems like it'll be a scrappy game based on the draft.
It'll be a scrappy game for sure. Also, important thing to note. This group of 10 people are very funny people. They all like to chat with each other. So we're gonna be in for some typing.
It looks like with the current lane setups, no one has played against each other except for Dean
Me
against
and
Zach, which
me
split,
and
and
Mimi.
then yeah, you against Mimi. And no offense, but it looks like Mimi took a little bit of a
Yeah,
dumpy on you.
I'm my team sucked last season. I have nothing more to say. I tried my best.
I think we can just move to game. Oh, chat matchups. So it does look like the Jin answer to MF has been working out for the server.
Yeah, it is a good counter pick overall. Important to note that, you know, from besides the game that we just played that affect these statistics right now, Jin was undefeated into MF before, you know, before me and Dean played it. Oh yeah, it was
You guys
sorry,
played,
it was even.
You guys played Jin.
Yeah, my bad. So yeah, I think it's I think this all kind of checks out. you know, we're not playing a lot of champions that are particularly common. Besides the Soraka and Soraka, Lilia, and Misfortune and Jin, I think all the other champs are actually relatively new and interesting.
Prom date bot lane.
Yeah, dude, Amumu, almost prom king Amumu is so ugly.
I wouldn't mind an Amumu VSU.
Yeah, I would not either. Some of his newer skins look kind of cool. I like Little Knight Amumu actually. I think the skin's really good. We see that 20 not 20 seconds has passed and already 9 chat messages have been typed.
Only in Biden's America.
Yeah. Getting the early trade out from the Maokai. The saplings are too cracked. The best wards in the game.
Minions have spawned.
Do you? I wonder if you take sapling in all matchups. I'm not obviously I play a decent amount of Maokai, but exclusively in the support role. I'd have to wonder if it's always good to take sapling level 1. Maybe sometimes there are some circumstances where taking Q could be good.
I don't think you can take sapling level 1 in Maokai jungle.
You know what? You're so right. Actually, I did not think about that. An important thing to note about how good this Amumu pick is here, not to... Obviously, like, I do not know how to play the champion, so it could be bad. But considering Amumu's passive makes all my auto attacks and ultimate make my team deal a lot of extra magic damage.
Yeah.
And my team has notably a lot of magic damage.
I think actually it causes magic damage to apply a little bit
True
of true
damage. Yeah.
which
So
is
it's
really good into Rammus.
10. It's what is it? 10% gets converted into true damage or something like that. I think.
Yeah. But yeah, looks like laning phase is pretty tame so far.
Anything
Both
interesting in the
definitely
and I wonder if there's anything interesting in the items chosen, the starting items. Boots Jin pretty makes sense. Ember Knife on Lilia. I guess it makes sense into a Rammus, but I never really thought about that before. I feel I personally like blue.
Yeah, I think I would also prefer blue smite. Ring for Mordekaiser, I think I disagree with. I think you'd rather have D-Shield, just for a little bit more sustain, because Maokai will be poking you.
Thematically though, he does want to be the aggressor here, like he's looking to carry the game. The early ignite from the Echo, I don't see many worlds where that was a kill, so that was a little bit of a preemptive ignite.
I don't hate it though. Get early prio, be able to contest Scuttle significantly
Oh
better,
my
but
god, what an
yeah, that's just really bad.
That, well, although that was not insanely great from Echo, that was so expertly played from Joel.
Really well played by Joel.
And
see comfort on his champ.
Yep.
And
Mason flashing mastery as he's walking in.
I think Cam will just die here.
It doesn't hit the sweet spot. Yeah, okay, it's fine.
But misses the
Wait,
Q.
no, Mason, don't say it ain't so, brother. Okay, never mind. Yeah, he dies. Goodbye.
Ping Mordekaiser flash. Mordekaiser did not, in fact, flash.
That is interesting. I wonder what caused Maokai to... And the heart coming out in the chat. Lots of love between these two players. They certainly have a little bit of a bromance going on.
I am curious to see if Michael, thinking the flash is down, will play a little bit more aggressively and get punished.
That would be interesting. I don't think Michael really likes to play aggressively. I think he loves this Maokai pick because he can just play super passively. Eric's sitting on not 1 but 2 wards because, you know, he definitely didn't realize that the minion aggro hit him in the bush, and that's why he's not there.
Russ pathing the bot here clears a little bit of vision. But
If Russell didn't clear the ward and just actually went in for the gank, it might have been able to do something there. But because he started hitting the ward, obviously the Oracle's displays him, so that honestly was not very great.
good poke for Michael here, but Mordekaiser should just be able to heal up, sustain in lane. Is
Something
alright.
important to note: Russell, although he's been playing more jungle recently, as far as I know, is somewhat new to the game and not a jungle player. So,
Gank coming in here, aggressive bandage toss.
but
The snare goes wide. I think he gets down here though. Yeah. Looks like maybe a little bit of miscommunication between you and
I simply just did not think they had enough damage. I think the only thing that's pretty grief about that is that I don't necessarily, even with a kill, I don't think Jin's going to be doing much in this lane anyway, so it's not a huge deal. The big thing that was a little silly is blowing the flash, because I'm just probably dead there anyway, so blowing the flash is a little silly. But in the end, not a huge deal. Oh yeah, this is important. There was a tactical pause there, and I was a little flabbergasted when I got ganked after the pause, but it wasn't actually that big of a deal. There was like as soon as
question mark?
e.g. tactical pause or something like that.
Fanatic.
Yeah.
But yeah, game has calmed down after that. I completely forgot about Gold's solo kill mid. I was like, where did that second kill come from? Then I remembered. But gold is pretty even. It's about 600 gold, which at this point in the game is a little bit of an advantage, but not that much.
Mason has so many items for 7 minutes in the game.
He's playing a little bit of Tetris in his inventory there.
Yeah. So it's what we like to call a component item tribal.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really too much going on considering how chaotic I remember this game being.
Yeah, this game was hyped up to be like an absolute banger, and so far
it's certainly funny. My frames, it's fire hydrant. Yes, I agree. Oh wait, oh is that you, Joel? Hi Joel. Yeah. Oh, and the invade on the Rammus. I don't think Rammus dies. Oh, Rammus does die here. Yeah. Other important thing to note, insider scoop from the fact that Joel's on my team, is that Joel's for like the first like 15 minutes of the game is playing on like 30 frames or something like that. His frame was like capped at 60, and like he didn't know why. And so every time he was backing in base, he's just like sitting there being like, why are my frames dropping?
Eric with the Twitch reference, maybe?
Yeah. I'm Twitch chat. Okay, getting the early drag. We're off to such a start. We're only 1k ahead, but we're a dragon ahead, and Mason is on a snowball champ with 2 kills already, so it is more deceptively ahead than a 1k gold lead would tell you.
Yeah, and Mordekaiser has not gotten a kill, just that one death to the Lilia. So he is not able to snowball this as effectively. He's still winning in trades pretty significantly in this game, but not able to get damage onto the turret, which is what he would want early in this game.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so yeah, just maintaining this 1k gold lead. It is interesting that both AD carries are farming exceptionally well. That I think with this minion score, they've only missed, I think, about a wave with both of them. So that's pretty impressive. Good shit to them. Other things to note here that are interesting is that Maokai is not that far behind in CS for the fact that he's playing a safe lane into a matchup that is supposed to really suck. Obviously, Obviously, the death didn't do Mordekaiser any favors, but still interesting. Rammus with a little bit of a bush cheese going on, and I think
Good
Eric's gonna get a
combo,
little
though.
baited. But will it matter? Hits the 3-man ultimate and the, oh my god, the MF ult just does so much damage. Good play by Russ in theory, but it just doesn't matter because of the raw DPS of MF.
Are you watching stream now? Because
Oh, I'm so
behind. I was a little
I
confused.
zoned out.
You're good. You're good. Because like somehow I thought my view of the stream was ahead of yours.
You're good, you're good. Oh, and then this insanely good solo kill from the both of us. That was pretty good.
Well played there. The ult damage from the MF. with
Yeah, it's
the-
so
the
brutal.
CC was really good.
Joel getting a little caught out here. He's probably dead. Dudge does some little good jukes from the Mordekaiser. I'm pretty sure he still dies here, but we'll see. Yeah. Gonna...
Yeah, good movement by him.
Yep.
Rammus takes the kill. I think that's not who you'd want the kill on, but it is a kill.
And
you get the assist gold.
You better bet that as soon as Joel died, he immediately opened up his options bar and started toggling with some frame rates.
It's like how every time I have to stream a Scrims game, I need to set my resolution to 1080p because that's what the interface is for. And then when I open League up again, then the whole game is
Hey,
smaller.
playing on lower res makes it easier to see things. That's
My monitors are 1440p though, so it just doesn't take up the whole screen.
Oh, that's actually kind of funny.
Yeah. TP coming out from Michael here. Just gonna catch the wave.
Rammus is already pretty far behind in the CS department. Almost 40 CS lead is nothing to scoff at this early in the game from jungle.
It's basically another kill, or another 2 kills.
Yeah. Obviously, like, Rammus is a very gank-heavy champion, so it's not abnormal. But they do have equal percent KP, so that makes it a little not optimal.
It's also about what I'd expect from Mason being a really experienced jungler playing into Russ.
A
who's not
newer
super
jungler.
experienced. Yep. Ever since that attempt at a dive by Healy, it's basically been a gentleman's handshake about farming, except for a gank or 2. But as I say that, fight is breaking out in the bot river. 3-man ultimate again.
Yeah, and this MF ult just does so much damage.
That's really good. Flash coming out from Soraka, forced by Joel's ult, and that's already a 3 for nothing for KGS. And it looks like Jin will also go down here, maybe? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, and Soraka's not far behind.
Clean 5 for 0.
Yep.
Very,
And,
very clean.
Now we're up 6k gold at 13 minutes, which is obviously not great, and 2 dragons ahead. But you know, where there's a will, there's a way. Can't count out them just yet, but it's not.
What was in the
looking-
last series though?
Oh yeah, Cam not knowing that unfortunately that MF ult does not wake you up from Lily asleep because it is a DOT. Unfortunate. Russell flashing the emo but missing the smite. Absolutely tragic. You do
hate
not
to
want
see
to
it.
see that. Eric bravely sacrificing his life for his jungler. All in a day's work, but he dies anyway, so unlucky. Should have left him to die.
True. Never sacrifice your life for Mason. The short range Rammus ult. Get the kill, flash comes out, but it's not enough. I think he
Yeah.
had Triumph proc there, but it unfortunately was not enough healing.
It was a good try by Joel. Unfortunately, Rammus is unstoppable during that ultimate. He did hit him with the Zerathi, but Rammus is unable to be stopped during his ultimate. So those are a couple of kills. Those were some pretty important bounties. The lead shrunk from about 7k to like a little over 5k. So you know, they're getting back into this game a little bit for sure. I'd like to see some towers. They should be trying to take some towers right now because you know, especially in top lane doesn't have a lot of wave push. So
That's
you
true.
know, getting top into like maybe second Rift Herald if they can secure it. These are some ways that they should be thinking to get back into the game.
That
But
being
we'll see
said-
the god tier of Mimaw. Not to gas myself up too much.
Did he ulted you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in his ultimate right now.
Okay.
And there's a pause coming up soon. Not right now though. Get the kill onto Cam, flash the mastery.
Rammus ult comes down, but not gonna be able to save the Jhin. Jhin cleanse and flash used.
Yeah.
Gets the root, walks back in. A little bit ambitious. Soraka doing some work for the Rammus, but I think...
Yeah, I really feel like Jhin should have just left at this point. But,
Yeah, I agree.
Unfortunately, yeah, you'll see right there was a pause right there. I think like Mason's like fire alarm like actually went off. No, it was his computer crashed.
Oh, nice. Love that.
Funny thing to note there is that me and Russell sat there for 5 minutes listening to a Mumu cry because I couldn't toggle it off. So we sat there listening to that for 5 minutes straight. That was pretty fun.
Great game. Good code.
Yeah, we'll see that there is a lot of typing going on in this chat. So luckily there's a lot of love between these teams still, even when the game is not the highest quality game in League of Legends with all the pauses. With all the pauses making the game a little cringe.
A little bit. Good sidestep from Healy there. Good sidestep from Joel as well
Yep.
to avoid the time grenade thingy.
And looks like we're grouping for a dragon play. I don't think dragon's up yet,
Drags
so I
up
don't.
in 2 minutes. So there's...
I guess we're just looking to get a mid push here. Oh, what a stun from Joel.
really good follow-up too.
And Dean
Very
flash
fun,
ulting
that's
for the culture. I think Mimi will have something to say about that one.
I'd be surprised if she didn't, but...
Yeah. Oh, that was
No,
actually, it was
you
me.
have something to say.
Oh, there we go. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
And then, yeah, surprised that we didn't go push more there. I guess Lilia is gonna try to get second Herald, maybe. Yeah, she's gonna try to get second Herald. It's not the best play because now we're getting shoved back in. So Rammus could, in theory, if they know, could go and try to stop that. But I do not think they have any information. So
Yeah.
we'll just be able to solo the Rift Herald. And now it's just things are going downhill. 9k gold lead before
Mord
20
used
minutes.
Ult and then went back to B. I'm a little bit confused about that. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe he was ulting to avoid a Lilia gank top, but I don't think Lilia even showed. He just knew that she was there because the Rift Herald was taken.
Oh my god. And Seraph does so much damage.
Yeah, 3 items or 2 items and the Hextech Alternator is well on his way to building towards the Horizons focus, if I had to guess. Once he builds that, his damage output will just be insane.
Yeah.
Eric with the Riftmaker, or not Eric, wow. Mason with the Riftmaker build on Lilia.
In his own words, he wants to be able to be in team fights for longer. He gave another reason why, but I forgot about it. Paying attention is cringe. And the ultimate comes out, doesn't pick up anybody, but Healy's gonna try to get a return kill and does not. Although that ultimate didn't get anybody, getting the dragon secure is pretty good, and Rammus tried to sneak a dragon. Unfortunately, is playing Rammus, so doesn't have a lot of damage to sneak a dragon.
Very true. Echo, I think, just dies here, yeah. CC layering is really well timed.
And Maokai miscommunicating to his team that he wants to go in, but after we figured it out.
It worked out.
Yep.
Ramus had to use his ult to get away. And you're seeing here the anti-synergy, I suppose, between what Ramus wants to do and what
Jin wants to do.
Jin and Soraka want to do exactly. I think this draft would have been really good if they had drafted an ADC who can follow up. Even something like a Samira. I don't know if Zach plays Samira, but
I'm sure. I know Cam does, so maybe they could have put Zach.
Yeah.
Up, maybe.
could have swapped. And
Cam
then something
really likes
like
playing
a
Samira.
something like a Camille or something, or like even a Galio. Just to follow up.
Legends are told about Mimi's Camille support. it is one a clash game, and that is not a joke.
I believe it. I actually really want to see Mimi try to play Galio support. I think that would be really funny.
That would be very funny.
But as it stands, Ramus 3 levels down, 70, literally doubled in his CS.
Yeah.
Until Mason ruined it and got another camp. But
Things are not looking good.
yeah,
It is now almost a 13k gold lead at 21 minutes. The gold lead is double the amount of the minute timer, or is less than double the amount of the minute timer. That's how math works.
true. The actual gold value for KGS is double.
I can't English. I can math. I can't English. I'm sorry.
Okay. I forgive you.
Yeah, Ramus gets no camps for the rest of the game, so that's pretty cool. He's gonna be stuck at 80 CS for a while. Emoting for the
Happy B.
culture.
Yep. TP coming out from Joel. Just looking for the top turret here.
Healy, Mason asking Healy to gentleman the 1v1. Healy accepts, and unfortunately, while this teamfight breaks out in top lane, we might see some travesties happen in the bot lane too. Great ultimate from Dean. Looks like Healy's gonna perish as well. Should have simply should have started recalling and not accept the 1v1. Oh, actually, does he get out here? No, he doesn't.
I bet Mason was absolutely cackling that whole time.
Absolutely. Dean being a little toxic, question marking in chat. Oh, and then this flash from Dean. It's looking a little suspect.
Deserved.
Yeah, and you'll see some question marks populate the chat. Yeah, we like to have fun around here.
Joel stepping back in for the Q follow-up. I don't think it's gonna get him killed, but I like the aggression.
Yeah.
That's the flash away
Cam
from
is
Morty.
going in with this Mordekaiser. He's trying to get in range to Q the Xerath, but Maokai's just doing a really good job at preventing him from doing so. Xerath almost connects on the Ramus. Might die for it. And just barely
Ignite
does.
finally takes down, gets the kill.
Yeah. This Maokai has not died.
It has not taken damage even.
Yeah, his passive is just healing him so much.
I'm waiting for the Mimaw words about the Maokai healing.
Yeah. And then the long range bandage toss.
Stopwatch for tower aggro reset. Very well played.
And these 3 champions, like how does Mimaw's Kittens get around him at this point? The game's looking like it's almost about over, but I do not think that anybody on the enemy team can kill Amumu or Maokai or Lilia. So it is just looking not great for the homies.
Michael
Ramus
going
is going to try to
unkilled
get
on the
something
Maokai.
done. Yeah. Ramus is going to try to get something done here. Good ultimate from Dean. Mimaw not happy about that one. Saying my name in chat, it's not my fault.
A little bit of a terrorism threat there.
Yeah, a little bit of a casual terrorism threat. all in a day's work.
No, Michael, you're KD.
And
Feels worth it, though.
Dean
For the
getting
culture.
wow, Dean getting both of those kills. Gamer God. Absolute savage. Emoting, well, that's tragic. Rip to my boy Cam. It's ulting Aqua down for the Soraka. Recalling in front of them. Oh, this game is so funny. 34 and 8.
Seems like a very fun fiesta.
It was a fun game.
I don't know if Mimaw's probably not as fun for them, but it seems like they were
hopefully they
enjoying
still had
it.
a little fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that, KGS is 6-1.
Do you think that delivered on the fiesta I promised?
Yeah, I think the later game was would qualify for slap happy fiesta times.
Alright.
And the last game was, is it Janley against Closeted Furries?
I believe so. Dean, are we taking a break before that, or are you going right into it?
Oh, right, I need to pick MVP. MVP for that game, honestly, I kind of want to give it to Michael.
I think Michael or Dean could both easily get it there. I feel like well, Dean had some overextensions for the culture. I think Dean's team fight positioning was so good. He obviously had a lot of setup from characters like Maokai and Amumu.
I could
but,
also give it to you, Eric, just for solid engage throughout the entire game.
Yeah, I think I've gotten enough MVPs this season. I think Dean really deserves it for that
Alright,
game.
we'll give Dean the pity MVP then.
Yeah, pity MVP. Oh yeah. To be fair, I think as a team we just played insanely well.
Yeah, I think overall as a team, it was a little bit of a.
I think there's an argument for anybody in that game having MVP because I think everybody had some really sick outplays.
Yeah, there definitely is an argument for everyone. I just wouldn't
like
give it to
that level
Mason
1
because-
outplay from the Joel Zareth. That was
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sick.
true. That's true. I wouldn't give it to Mason because his ego is already inflated.
True. Based.
all love, no flame. But yeah, I think we can give it to Dean.
All right. So I think we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back with the last recast. It's Closeted Furries versus Janley, right? All right.
All right, we are cutting stream here so that we can come back and the VODs will be uploaded correctly according to our Lord and Savior Dean.